What is going on YouTube? Here back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's episode, I do want to talk about the recent trends that are happening within the market. Specifically these top 4 altcoins that are starting to show signs of weakness in the market. I do think it is something that we should consider and discuss as we are starting to get to the end of what could be a very long and potential correction in the market. I do know that the coins are starting to reverse upwards ever so slightly, but I do want to show you guys some very interesting things that are happening right now that show signs of weakness, that show signs of reversal, and that could be leading to a potential correction that we can obviously take advantage of. So without further ado, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help out the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright, so I'm on my channel, and as you guys can clearly see, yesterday's video was discussing a double top formation. We've talked about this in the past, and I know you guys definitely don't like to see the bearish videos, but you guys have to consider a few things as we do discuss them. So I know obviously bullish videos are definitely better, for the market than bearish ones, but there's money to be made in either side of that market. Given that there are finally exchanges now out there where you can actually profit off of the cryptocurrency falling, not just correcting higher, does open up some great leaps and jumps to making a ton of cryptocurrency and a ton of money. So flash forward or flashback maybe 2 or 3 years ago when we were trading, or when I was trading specifically on, let's say, Coinbase Pro, for example, or Binance. The way people would trade, and I feel like some of you beginners are still doing that same thing, you guys would make money on expecting dips and expecting breakouts. So when a dip was coming and you saw the correction actually happen, you would wait for, let's say, let's go on to Bitcoin. You'd wait for Bitcoin to go from 11,600 down to 8,200. Once we actually went to $8,200, then you would buy in and wait for the correction to the upside, hoping that we'd start to break to the upside. That was how I used to trade. That's how I used to make money. It was very difficult and time consuming, as it would literally be tracking the correction, tracking the reversal, and then anticipating a breakout. But as we know, we don't normally just break out to the upside after it happens. We can clearly see a correction and then consolidation happens, and some people actually miss on the bull run. Well, obviously, as times move on, we've learned that we can actually short cryptocurrency like people do with stocks. This has opened up many new doors for us in the crypto space, and it's opened us many different ways to make more profit. And hopefully you guys have been subscribed to the channel long enough to actually take advantage of the opportunities there are with shorting cryptocurrency. Obviously, we've used exchanges like DueDEX to capture reversal patterns, as well as big shorts and leverage trading. That's there. Leverage trading, for those that don't know, is a great way for you guys to make profit off of markets that off of money that you don't necessarily have. It's a way to margin or increase the amount of profit you can make off a small deposit in a website like DueDEX. So I do want to show you guys a few things, my experience and my understanding of the market, as well as the S&P 500, because I think we are starting to get to some very interesting points there, and I know a lot of people are going crazy as the election is coming up. So to discuss Bitcoin and some of the other cryptos, I guess we'll start with Litecoin and slide down. You can see that there's some very interesting movements happening within Litecoin. So we were anticipating, as today is now Monday, the August 31st, the start of a new week, a new candle. You can see right here forming. Obviously, we got rejected from what appeared to be some sort of resistance on Litecoin, but we're now starting to consolidate in between its moving average and this top resistance. The longer we wait here, the more worried I am, the more worried I get, mainly because the longer we trade here, the more weak we become, and there's a better chance of that reversal pattern happening. Now, obviously, with sideways movement, we can't really anticipate any sort of big jump in price, but if we do see that jump in price, we can obviously profit off of those movements. Moving on to Bitcoin, the same pattern is happening. Litecoin and Bitcoin's experiencing similar movements. Bitcoin is hitting some sort of top. I did draw on we have our massive symmetrical triangle, which actually managed to break bullish out of a pennant flag that formed here. We broke bullish from that, but we're starting to hit some sort of resistance right now, and obviously what you guys need to consider is a few key signals. When we saw this bullish reversal right here, this bullish cross, it did open up doors for a beautiful correction to the upside, a beautiful pump to the upside. But obviously things that come quickly usually end just as quick. And as we are starting to hit resistance, we experience this extremely aggressive reversal candle. This is extremely aggressive, and it's a huge sign that the market is most likely, or shooting star, that it's a reversal that's coming very quickly. With that being said, we're also teeter-tottering on becoming overbought on Bitcoin's weekly charts, which is another sure sign of a negative reversal pattern. Obviously, we know that when this reversal does come, we can capitalize off the movement by shorting the crypto, leveraging it to create profit, which is what we plan to do and what I plan to do on the channel. And obviously, for those that are interested in learning how exactly I trade or what my trades are and how I make profit off of them, I did create a Patreon, which is available for you guys. Link is in the description. You can just sign up for there and see all the trades that we've been making on all the different cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Sometimes I throw in a splash of the S&P 500 because I do know some of you guys are interested in that when you do have Roth IRAs and things of that nature. So with that being said, you can clearly see we are starting to hit some sort of resistance on Bitcoin. It looks like the coin wants to reject lower as we are starting to teeter-totter here. It does show that the bulls are clearly there. I mean, that is without a no-brainer. You can clearly see that we've wicked up multiple days now, multiple weeks below or above what appears to be 11,570. We've tried to reverse lower. The bears have tried to slam us lower, but ultimately we've corrected up and up and up, and it seems like we're actually being hoisted above that resistance. That actually is fairly a good thing. I mean, the fact that we've tried multiple times to break below the bearish market right here, the fact that the bears are losing in this battle is something to consider, and it may actually end up in a reversal. So, I mean, I was very bearish. I'd say about 80% bearish. I'm starting to become 60-40 bearish now. I still believe that there is some consolidation needed, which is what we're seeing right now. But what it's doing for us is it's just lowering ourselves on the MACD. I mean, it's literally just having us consolidate a little bit lower to basically allow ourselves to move up higher. I know this does take some time, but you can see when I jump to the daily really quickly, if it allows me to do so. I do need a refresh Chrome, so that might not work. But what it's doing on the daily is it's lowering ourselves on the relative strength indicator and allowing us to move up higher and higher, which is definitely a great sign. So unfortunately, Bitcoin is not loading on here, which is really not that big of a deal, as I can show you guys Ethereum and XRP. You can see Ethereum is now just starting to correct a little bit higher. It is still teeter-tottering on becoming overbought. That is just the one thing that's slightly concerning, that this may be a little too high and may actually result in what could be a correction lower. But it's had its consolidation and it's continuously retesting its resistance. So honestly, an optimistic approach may be that 2020, we may actually see some more bullish movements in price, which is definitely a great sign. The only concerning factor I have on XRP is the double top that is formed and the fact that we're now once again retesting our neckline. This is the only concerning thing in the market. This is the only thing that I'm fairly nervous about. The fact that we had such a beautiful textbook formation of a double top and the fact that we're starting to correct lower now is reason and concerning that we may actually see a correction to the downside within XRP. Now, it may just be XRP that gets affected by this. I know I've been talking about the other cryptocurrencies. Here we go. The daily just loaded in right now, and you can see what it is that I'm referring to. So flashback, let's say back to right here. And we can even go right here, back in August 10th. This is literally like 20 days ago. I mean, we can even go a little sooner than that. We can go right here where we were overbought at 12,000. But you can notice just as we've consolidated lower, we've lowered ourselves on the RSI, giving us more opportunity to head up higher. And that within itself gives us more reason to be slightly optimistic that we could see a bull run. Now, honestly, regardless of the direction that we break, it is still possible to make profit off that with DueDEX, which I will be doing soon. But when you look at XRP, the fact that it is consolidating lower, we'll go into the weekly if it loads. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit longer because I haven't refreshed Chrome. But I do believe that there is a possibility we may recover after the small dip and the small reversal in the price. Now, lastly, before we end today's video, I do just want to talk about the S&P 500. Obviously, Monday is a huge day. Today is a huge day for the coin or for the market itself. We've clearly seen and explained that there is some sort of slight bearish divergence, which honestly, I may be changing my mind too, because this has been a long-term uptrend and this is just now a recent correction to the downside, but it is still a resistance and it is still bouncing off of that. The only concerning factor is today might be, or actually we have 6 days left for this monthly candle to close, which is interesting, or sorry, 6 hours left for this candle to close. We may, for the first time in 11 years, close a candle, a monthly candle, above a massive resistance. Now, XRP, for whatever reason, still isn't loading in. Not too sure why. But you can see right here that the S&P 500, this might be the first time in months, or if not the first time in years, where the coin has actually managed to close above this uptrend. This within itself gives us due reason to believe we may experience a bigger run. Talking to some analysis or people that are invested into the cryptocurrency and the S&P 500, people that do this, they trade for a living, we're talking to me about that Monday, today, may be a huge sign. If we close above this, we may actually experience a bigger bull run. If we close above this resistance, we may start to anticipate a higher correction. This is just a small short-term rally, as they are still very, very, very convinced that this market is going to reverse downwards. It is almost guaranteed that the market is going to crash downwards, but there is still some wiggle room to actually capitalize off the small correction we may have left before we see that drop. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I apologize for XRP for not loading, but if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.